camera. Hello! On the 7th of August, I turned 16. Woo! Yeah. Pretty much. I'm filming, by the way. I got some stuff, some books, a cake that turned out green but was meant to be blue because, you know, blue food. So now, since I am a sophisticated person, sophistication, I thought I should do a sophisticated thing, and that is do a video reviewing things. Mainly books, but one film because I have something to say about it. So for reviewing, we need a review hat. It has reviews on it and has reviewing glasses. First up, I love Percy Jackson. That sounds really weird. These books are just amazing. It's just filled with monsters and clever characters and stuff, and if you haven't read them, stop whatever you're doing. Who am I kidding? You're on YouTube, you're not going to be doing anything. And go out and buy the books and read now. Because I love these books so much, I have watched both the films now. The first one I was disappointed because it does not follow the storyline at all and Percy's too old. But the second one was okay. People who haven't read the books, go see it. It's a pretty good film, decent CGI, decent character development, decent characters, and there's a Cyclops riding a rainbow coloured giant seahorse. People, if you have read the books, it might make you want to tear out the souls of those who made it and feed them to Mrs. O'Leary. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but still, it wasn't good enough. But at least they had the Oracle this time, which is great, and Clarice, which is also great. Now let's do book reviews, and magazines have just fallen off my thing. So first up is this, which I've just talked about. It's Percy Jackson, and it's just Percy Jackson. And Percy Jackson, if you like monsters and gods and things, and even if you don't, just read this. Because Rick Riordan is an amazingly good writer, and he really knows his mythology, so it's all pretty much correct, and he does things in it like speak Greek, like Elias Caracas and stuff. Next is this series, which is Maximum Ride, which I'm very fond of. It's a really good series. It's got mutants and kids with wings and stuff, and weird wolf people and evil scientists and stuff. And I think the first thing you really learn in the books, other than that there are the school everywhere and there are erasers, which are these wolf head men things, right after learning that, is that you should just never, ever, ever, ever trust Angel. Just don't do that. That's a bad thing. It's just good reason why you should never give a 6 or 7 year old psychic powers is bad. Very bad. Fine. I cannot believe I just did that on camera. Right, next isn't really a book, it's more of a writer, and that is Terry Pratchett, because Terry Pratchett is really good. He's just good and satirical and fills his books with thingamies and references from other books, which you'll only really find funny if you read a lot. So, you know, just read anyway. Read him though, Terry Pratchett is good. A lot of his books are set in this world called the Discworld, which is a flat disc which is supported on the backs of 4 elephants that's on the back of a giant flying turtle that's going through space. That makes sense, okay? Books that you should read are everything that's in the Sam Vimes lot, and this, which is Mort, which is Death Wants an Apprentice, and it kinda goes wrong. Moral of the book: if a tall, dead guy with a cloak offers you a job, never attempt to save the princess because she will always be in the next castle. Wait. The Long Earth, which is also written sort of by Terry Pratchett, but also written by this guy who I've never heard of before, but he seems to be a good writer. He's a sci-fi thing. Basically, parallel worlds with no other people. And there's this kid who likes to wander them alone. He's on the front. He's called Joshua. I say kid, he's like 17 I think when this starts. I don't know. Yeah, it's a really, really good book, and there's this corporation that snaps Joshua up, which is co-run by AI computer, which is the first computer to convince a jury that it's actually human, which is pretty good, but it also is a Buddhist and believes that it's the reincarnation of a Tibetan motorcycle repairman. Next is another favourite series of mine, which is Godoggery Pleasant, which is brilliant, honestly. It's murder and detective stuff and magic and evil gods and you can't see a recurring theme in my preferred type of books at all, can you? But you know, it's got a awesome detective who just happens to be dead, which is this guy on the front. It's got Douglas Pleasant, and there's a girl in it who's continuously dressed in black and who thinks he's an idiot, honestly, but they get on. Next is this, which is just Alice in Wonderland, and it's so weird. It's so weird. Just I don't even know. Following with that theme, if you sort of like Alice in Wonderland stuff, then there's this, which is The Looking Glass Wars, which is written by Frank Bedor? I don't know, Frank Bedor or something like that. I don't want to mispronounce his name because I hate it when people do that. It's very, very loosely based on Alice in Wonderland. It has some characters with similar names and some similar scenarios, and it's set in a place called Wonderland, so yeah. It's just got more blood and wars and magic and stuff, and in the first couple of pages everybody dies. Everyone. Next is The Fault in Our Stars, which I don't actually have a copy of because I borrowed it from Emma. So this is what the cover looks like. I assume a lot of you know that anyway. But it's just a good read. It's beautifully written. But you should only read it if you don't mind feeling like this afterwards. Why would you do this to me? It's Moral? John Green will kill everyone you love. Okay, last is my most favourite book possibly of all time. I don't have my copy because I've lent it to Caleb because I've been forcing him to read it for a while and he's finally getting around to it. It's called Good Omens, and it's just what happens when you put Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett in the same room together and shake the box. You get a story about the end of the world where the Antichrist is called Adam. There's a demon called Crowley who drives a Bentley and is really sassy. And then there's a timid angel who owns a bookshop. Also, War is a biker woman in red leather, which is kind of cool. But just get out of your house now. Go to your local bookshop, buy a copy, and sit on the floor of the bookshop and read it till you're done. And otherwise, just don't come back to this channel. Please come back. I feel so alone. I'm gonna go and read a new book now. Maybe something not too sad because I've just done sadder books. What have I got up here? I've got a bookshelf, that's not a book, but I've got a bookshelf up here in case you want to know. This looks good. Yeah, why not?